Have you ever walked into a room and felt completely invisible? Before you're going to a networking event or party, you just get so much pent-up social anxiety because you've seen the same scene play out a million times where there's a circle of people that you just meet, and you are always that person who can say their 2 cents or say your opinion about something and never feel seen or validated. No one talks about the social trauma of saying a joke and having to repeat yourself, or being in a circle and halfway through people are just zoning out and on to the next, or listening to the next person's story. This is why people get traumatized and don't want to go out. I used to think being seen, making a lot of friends, and being likable was directly attributed to being loud, being quick-witted, being funny, feeling and being important, and being the most important person in the room. I thought that's who you had to be to get attention. In this video, I'm going to reveal the secret of how to become truly magnetic without having to force attention or raise your voice or become someone you are not. A lot of the times when people try to become more confident and put themselves out there in a group, they think being magnetic is about raising your voice, becoming louder, or even justifying who they are and talking about themselves, being the most important person and making that seen and heard. Reality is, you can sense somebody is confident and in their power when they don't have to force it. It's not in what they say, it's how you feel around them. It's the energy that they emanate. It's the confidence, the brightness that they have in their frequency, in their aura. And so a lot of the times when we're trying to become this more confident version of ourselves and faking it till you make it, people just think, okay, I just have to raise my voice. I have to talk about things that I feel important. I have to berate, attack, debate. I have to constantly justify myself, when really sometimes that does the opposite effect. People can immediately feel someone's sense of security, which is why a lot of the times being magnetic is such a process of inner work. Before you want to become magnetic outwardly, you have to channel your inner radiance within. I'm being completely honest. I grew up as a massive introvert. I would always observe everybody. I would always listen before I learned how to speak. I would always analyze what I was going to say next. And by the time I had something thoughtful to contribute to a group, the group would just be on to another topic, and I'd be like, dang, I missed my chance to be witty or funny or important. And if you're in this place, it's normal to maybe feel triggered by that person who is always commanding attention, making everything about them, because in that space you feel less than. Well, let me tell you this, being the loudest, being the noisiest in a group may have the most eyes on you, but doesn't mean you will be the most remembered. And if you are noisy and loud and extrovert and fun and all of those things and confident in who you are, like, that is amazing. Keep doing you, so long as it's coming from a genuine place. Some people just naturally have that charm. But if you are in a position where you don't yet have that and you feel intimidated by people who are just so big and loud and it's just so repelling, know that that doesn't take away anything from you. And even if you don't have that kind of personality or that level of confidence, you don't have to have that in order to be remembered and in order to make an impact on other people, let alone be likable. To be magnetic is to learn how to attract, and how to attract means having people gravitate towards you, having opportunities fly away, having people hear the mention of your name and attribute you to positive, great feelings, so much so that they want to connect you with other people. They want you to always be around. And that doesn't come from being super overtly confident. It comes from having a confidence within that you can hold space and make people feel comfortable around you. And that happens from feeling comfortable first within. Commanding a room, learning how to draw attention, and having people stick around to hear you is not about loudness or extroversion, but cultivating magnetism happens in your ability to see yourself, like fully see yourself. It happens within. When you learn to be so in tune with the qualities that you have, your inner worthiness, you no longer have to enter a room and feel like you have to justify yourself, explain yourself. There's a reason why, again, people who come into rooms and make everything about them, or if you're having a one-to-one conversation with a girlfriend and every single thing has to be about her world, a lot of the times this venting, this gossip come from a source of insecurity, because they don't feel full and whole and complete, that they have to justify, they have to explain their worth, they have to take a story, flip it around and inject their personal experience. They have to make everything about them. And so being confident doesn't mean at all making things about you, but if you are whole, complete enough in yourself, you can start to move in circles where you draw people magnetically and people just don't even know why, but they just feel good around you. And again, that starts by feeling like you are enough. You don't have to justify, explain, over talk because you are whole and complete yourself. So you have more capacity to listen to other people. You have more capacity to make other people feel good because you're not searching for every tiny little thing, making it about you and explaining why you're important. To be truly magnetic is to be someone who people want to be around constantly. Making an influence is not about what you say to people. It's not about having all these tricks up your sleeve or pulling out the jokes. It's about how you make them feel. People will leave any interaction and not remember the specifics of what you said. They remember how they feel around you. Think about it. Whenever you're in a social circle, you're drawn to the people who relate to you, who you can connect with, who make you feel seen and heard. Believe me, you will make a much longer lasting impression when you leave a conversation with someone and have them feel seen, heard, validated, like they are important and awesome. If you are bringing out that side of them rather than making everything about you. Because if someone can leave your presence feeling that they have inspired someone versus just being inspired by you or your stories, I mean, there's always a mix of both. But if you're listening, if you're amplifying them and raising people higher, when you start to nail the art of making things about others instead of yourself, this is a game changer. Humans in general are selfish beings. Like, we live in a bubble of our worlds where we are the Truman Show and like everything revolves around us. And so when people ask us about things that light us up, things in our world, we automatically feel good. And it's okay, like we can learn to listen to other people and their stories, but we're always finding ways to relate that back to us in our heads. Even when people create content the content that you can relate to that makes you feel good about yourself is the content that will stick. Just as when you're having a one-to-one dynamic with someone and they're bringing up all these great feelings about you and you get to talk about yourself, people love it. You just love it. And you'll attribute those happy feelings of talking about yourself to the person that you're speaking with. You're having a pleasant time with this person because they're bringing out this safety, this side of you that feels seen, feels heard, feels comfortable in their space. It's not an energy of feeling like you have to compete with them or that they're better than you, that they have to one-up you. If you're in this energy, that's when you know you got some work to do to feel confident and full and whole within, because then you're not going to leak that into your relationships. And to become truly likable is cultivating this skill of having people feel liked in your presence. There is nothing more validating for someone to be in your space and finally feel seen, feel okay, feel heard, like they're worthy, like they're enough. We don't even do that to ourselves and give ourselves a self-talk. So if someone can leave in a positive experience in your presence, in a positive note, this is how you become remembered. It's really evident when you come into a new networking circle or a new group of friends. Sometimes people will try to mask their confidence. I don't like to say fake it till you make it, because a part of that just doesn't feel like you feel like it's not real. So I like to say embody it until you become it. If you're doing this from an inauthentic place where you're faking it, a lot of the times people will try and especially say they are networking in a high profile environment where they feel that these people maybe are above them or socially, I don't know, popular, whatever. A lot of the time, if you're trying to like fit yourself into a box of this space, a lot of people can gravitate to, justifying, where they have to talk about like who they know, let alone name drop, or have to make all these experiences about themselves and one up each other. But that energy feels really authentic. When you're in a group of people who are already like doing well, I've attracted a lot of really cool experiences in my life and a lot of very high quality friendships of very powerful and important people. And the more that I started entering circles of people who are at different levels of success, whether it's financial success, business success. I've been in circles of 5, 6, 7, and 8-figure entrepreneurs. I've been able to coach people who are at insane levels of measurable success and hold space, holds my own, and still be able to make an impact on someone who has a very different life experience to what I have. I've been in circles of fame, people who have attracted a level of stardom and abundance in their life, and although again, I couldn't relate, I've been able to hold my own, stand in my power without feeling like I had to justify things, without feeling like I had to name drop or earn my way in. And the more that I'm around people in these degrees of success, I learn so much about the way that they operate. If you're trying to be confident from an inauthentic place and schmooze your way and convince your way, people can energetically feel that because it's coming from inauthenticity, from justification, and literally forcing yourself into a crowd of feeling powerful versus being in your power. One thing that has changed my life in the way that I interact and had me learn so much from highly impactful and powerful people is become interested, not interesting. Aim to be more interested in people and their lives because you can learn from anyone. You don't have to justify why you are important or interesting because that will come. Their curiosity will come. You don't have to fight for anyone's attention. If you can truly be invested in someone, not in a fake way, like, oh my God, you look so cute. Where is this from? Like, that's cool. But if you can truly, genuinely be interested in who people are, what they're doing, what excites them, if you learn how to use language that will amplify other people, instead of fighting your way to be noticed, you will leave so much more remembered. Because again, we love to talk about ourselves and people will start to associate you with the good memories that they have. If you learn to laugh at people's jokes more than you tell jokes and have people feel funny and seen and heard and important, they're gonna start to associate you with feeling important and good. And this is the key to magnetizing. You're gonna leave conversations where people were like, oh my God, that girl, she is awesome. Why? Not because I justified making myself awesome and told all these funny things. It's because I made them feel awesome. Therefore, they feel good around me. Therefore, they want more of me around. And this honestly has been such a game changer. It's been like a life hack. When I can see someone's eyes sparkle when they're talking about something, I ask them more about it because ultimately people just want to feel good. And if I can make and create more moments where people are feeling good around me and feeling safe and seen and important and heard, they're only going to open more doors for me. Not to say this is in a sneaky way, but if I'm just so genuinely about people and excited and see their qualities and their light, this is really how charm works. This is really, if you can elevate somebody else in your presence, this is how you become so memorable that you leave this conversation and they just remember, that girl made me feel so good. Therefore, that person is so good. I want to take them out again. Or I just want to be around them. Or I don't know what it is about their energy, but I'm so gravitated to them. It's going to make you memorable. When someone has a great memory, they're going to associate you when they talk about that memory or experience it again, and you just will be etched in people's minds because you have learned to create a space where all they can think about is you. So this is how you get into the minds of other people, by letting them associate good feeling thoughts with you, by having them feel the best versions of themselves and creating conditions when you talk, you only talk about things that just light you up, lift you up. People will attach those feelings to you and feel trust. And that's a really, really important feeling, to feel like you can really trust someone, that they're understood, that they can say anything and you're not berating them with the judgment or your opinion on things, but you're just giving space, and it's easier said than done. And that all happens when you first learn how to be cool with yourself, that you are likable and you don't even need to tell people about it. When you can learn to move in quiet success and you can learn to give people the room to shine, then people will automatically find curiosity and pleasure in you and associate you with all those good feeling thoughts and things. And that is my secret to being magnetic. So next time you're going to a party or feeling a little anxious about having to perform, know that you don't have to perform. You don't even have to change any part of yourself. You just have to recognize that, hey, you're enough. You deserve to be there. Don't fight or force your way for attention, because if you feel complete and you allow other people to take the stage and be genuinely curious and interested in them and put more attention into making other people feel good in a genuine way, believe me, you will be remembered. In this day and age where everyone is fighting for eyeballs and attention and making things about me, it's such a me-centered culture. The more that you can be the point of difference and have people feel comfortable in their skin and accepted and appreciated, that is how you become truly magnetic. I hope this helps. Let me know if you want me to do a series on this, because this has become my life's work and I've been able to attract the most amazing, abundant opportunities and people and connections and things by using these techniques. If you like this video, please give me a follow and I'll see you in the next video.